All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're taking a journey into the secrets of sound. I mean, sound is literally everywhere around us, right? From your favorite song playing in your headphones to a dog barking down the street. But have you ever actually stopped and thought, wait, what exactly is sound? Well, we're going to unpack all of that today. We've got some really fun, real-life examples lined up to show you exactly how sound works, how it travels, and how we actually hear it. To kick things off, let's start with a bit of a mystery. Close your eyes for a sec and picture this. You're an astronaut. You're floating way up high above the Earth, in the dark, silent vacuum of outer space. You and your buddy are working on the outside of a space station. Now, if you accidentally bang two heavy metal tools together, do you think your partner would hear that clank? Here's the wild part. If you drop a heavy metal wrench on Earth, clattering on the floor, it makes a huge racket. But out there in space, nothing. It would be completely 100% silent. Crazy, right? Why on Earth, or rather why in space, wouldn't they be able to hear those tools smashing together? Well, to solve this little space puzzle, we first need to figure out how sound is actually born.
So, let's get into section 1, making waves, producing sound.
Imagine taking a simple rubber band and stretching it tight over an empty cardboard box. If you pull it back with your finger and let go, twing, you hear a sound. But if you get up close and really look at that rubber band, what's it actually doing? It's moving back and forth super fast. We call this back and forth wiggle a vibration. And this brings us to a massive fundamental rule in science. Absolutely all sound comes from movement. Now, watch what happens if you gently press your finger against that moving rubber band to stop it from wiggling. Boom, the sound instantly disappears. No movement, no sound. It's really that simple. A vibration is basically just a periodic to and fro motion, kind of like a playground swing going back and forth, just happening way faster.
You know, you don't even need a rubber band to prove this because you actually have a built-in sound machine right inside you. Try this. Gently touch the front of your throat right now while I'm talking. Do you feel that tiny little buzzing tickle? You're actually feeling these tiny muscular flaps inside your throat, your vocal cords, wiggling and vibrating to create your voice. The second you stop talking, they stop wiggling.
Moving right along to section 2, traveling through matter. The medium. Okay, so once a sound is made, it needs a bridge to get to you. In science, we call this bridge a medium. A medium is literally just any stuff, like solid wood, liquid water, or the invisible gases in the air around us that sound can travel through. Think of it exactly like a really long line of dominoes, all standing up. When a vibration bumps the very first air particle, that particle falls forward, bumps the next one, and then that one bumps the next one. The particles themselves aren't flying across the room into your ear, they're just passing the bump along, carrying that sound energy all the way to you. All right, let's bring it all back to our astronaut puzzle from earlier. Space is what we call a vacuum. That means it is completely empty. No air, no gas, no liquid, nothing. So because space is a vacuum with zero air particles to act as a medium, there are literally no dominoes to bump. The tool vibrates, sure, but there is absolutely nothing there to carry that energy over to the other astronaut's ear. And that is exactly why sound just cannot travel in space. Let's move on to section 3, anatomy of a wave, the characteristics of sound. So, sound waves can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and that completely changes how they sound to us. It's actually amazing. If the waves are all squished together and hit you super fast, it sounds like a tiny squeaky mouse. We call that a high pitch. But if the waves are long and rolling in slow, it sounds like a deep, rumbling thunderclap. That's a low pitch. And loudness? Well, that's just a matter of how tall the wave gets. A giant towering wave is a loud shout, while a tiny short wave is just a soft whisper. Scientists have a few specific names for these wave parts, but it's super easy to picture. Just imagine you're standing at the beach watching invisible waves of air roll in. The wavelength is just the distance from the top of one wave to the top of the very next one. Frequency is simply counting how many of those waves splash into you in a single second. Amplitude measures how gigantic and tall the wave gets. And speed is, you guessed it, exactly how fast that wave is racing toward your ear. Which brings us perfectly to section 4, how we hear sound, human perception. Our ears are basically just these incredibly designed little sound-catching funnels. When sound waves rush in, they travel down a tiny tunnel and hit a super thin piece of skin called your eardrum. It's stretched incredibly tight,
kind of like that rubber band over the box we talked about earlier. The wave bumps the eardrum, making it vibrate. From there, some tiny little bones inside your ear amplify that wiggle, and your brain somehow magically translates those wiggles into the music you love, your dog barking, or the voices of your friends. Now, we actually measure how powerfully these waves are hitting our eardrums using something called decibels. To give you an idea, a normal, polite conversation with your best friend is right around 60 decibels. It's totally comfortable. But keep in mind, anything over 100 decibels, like a booming firecracker or a jet engine, hits your eardrum with waves so massive and powerful that they can actually permanently damage those delicate little parts. So definitely always protect your hearing.
All right, final stop, Section 5, Beyond Human Hearing, ultrasonic waves.
Our world is literally filled with invisible sounds that we can't even perceive, which brings us to a real-world superpower. Have you ever wondered how a bat can fly around a thick forest and snatch a tiny flying mosquito out of the air in pitch darkness without crashing straight into a tree?
Well, they do it by using invisible sound. Bats shout out these super high squeaks. The pitch is so unbelievably high that our human ears can't hear it at all. We call these ultrasonic waves. These ultra-fast waves shoot out, bounce off a juicy bug, and bounce right back to the bat's ears. This is called echolocation. It means the bat is literally seeing its environment using nothing but bouncing sound echoes. It knows exactly where the bug is just by timing how long the echo takes to come back. And it's definitely not just bats. Doctors and scientists use these invisible waves every single day. We have infrasonic waves, which are these huge, slow, rumbling waves completely below human hearing. Scientists actually use them to listen for earthquakes happening miles and miles away. Then we've got audible waves, which are the ones we use to talk and sing. And finally, ultrasonic waves, those super fast ones the bats use. Doctors use ultrasonic sound to take pictures inside the human body without any surgery, and even use the power of vibrating sound energy to break up painful kidney stones. It's amazing. And remember, sound doesn't just travel through the air. Because water particles are packed so much closer together than air particles, water is an even better medium. Sound travels ridiculously fast underwater, about a super fast 1,500 meters per second. Because of this, ships use a technology called sonar, which is honestly exactly like bat echolocation. They ping a sound wave straight down into the ocean, wait for the echo to bounce off the seafloor, and just count the seconds to measure exactly how deep the ocean is. Sound is just truly a marvel. From a simple rubber band vibrating on a cardboard box, to bats hunting in the pitch black, all the way to astronauts experiencing the completely silent vacuum of outer space. If sound can help us explore places way beyond our human limits, like biologists listening to the tiny crackles of microbes in the soil, or space probes capturing the howling winds of Mars, I want to leave you with this final thought. What incredible hidden secrets of the universe will sound reveal to us tomorrow? Keep listening, everyone, and stay curious.